welcome back to Rachel and Bella Crafts. Rachel here. Hope you're all well. So I know it's been absolutely ages since I've been on and done a video. It's just been chaotic. I don't know. There's just been so many things going on. I'm sure I'll come on to that later. I usually do. So what I wanted to do this afternoon, I've had a couple of messages, but I've had quite a few messages recently. Thank you, by the way, everybody that's messaged me. I've had some lovely messages. It's great to keep in touch with you all, even when I haven't been able to get a video out. But I've had a couple of messages from some of you who've recently purchased the bumper kit on Etsy. And I was talking to a lovely lady the other day who said to me, would I recommend that she go and sit and fussy cut all of the ephemera first? Well, I had to giggle at the time because whilst answering messages to people on Etsy, I was in fact, and did in fact, spend my entire weekend, well not the entire weekend, but the entire weekend I was in the house, fussy cutting all of the ephemera out of that kit. Look at it, it's bonkers. So this actually was like therapy on the weekend for me, and it's funny because my mum always used to say to me, oh, I love fussy cutting, drop your fussy cutting off. And I'd say, oh, I don't like fussy cutting, I haven't got the time. But I actually really enjoyed it, and it was so cold here. It was just, well, it was cold for us, you know. It was like -2 I've been driving to work in this week. That's very cold for here. But yeah, so it was nice to have something to sit and do and have the fire lit and watch a few Christmas films and just chill. And I needed to chill, so that was good. So yes, absolutely, fussy cut away, get it all done out the way, because if you do all of that first, then you can do some fun projects like the one I'm going to show you today. So just putting the tea in the oven, I thought, I need to go in my craft room. It's been a while. And the reason I haven't been in here, one of the reasons I haven't been in here is because it's really cold. I am actually sat here wearing, look, a bobble hat. That's not my hair grey, that is my hat. And I've got my Christmas cardi on because it's so cold. I mean, look at this, my colour of my fingernails. I don't know why it's cold here. There's a radiator next to me. I don't know, but it's just really cold in here. So I've been tending to do things that I can sit in front of the fire on my little tray and do when it's warm. But no, I really wanted to come in and just do something. So I thought, I know what I'm going to do. We do masterboards all the time. We do things with leftovers, with scraps. But do we ever actually think about all of the leftover fussy cutting? Now, there's no way I'm going to use all of this stuff on one journal. There's just no way. This is going to go into lots of different ephemera if I have the time. And me being me, it's now already the middle of December, probably not going to have the time, because actually this folder here is the stuff that I had from last year and didn't actually get around to using all of it. And I also still have my lovely ephemera folder, which is actually stuff to the gills as well. So what made me think of this was I spent the last 2 weekends, and thank you, by the way, to everybody that purchased one of my stash packs. I spent the last 2 weekends stashing, is that the right word? De-hoarding, de-stashing, yeah, whatever. I've been trying to have a clear up. Middle son's coming home from uni next week, and the house is just upside down, and I need to get everything straight. So yeah, I had to condense, because obviously I moved into a smaller room. And I just had loads of stuff. For example, where I'm fussy cutting and then move on so quickly to new projects that don't get used. So I've been making up bundles of different things out of my stash, you know, from like my vintage stuff and leftover digis that I haven't used, and you know, coffee dye things and all sorts of wonderful things. And of course we had these fabulous fabric samples, so I utilised those to make more packs. And in there you can see this, I tend to do these little pocket things. Let me just show you quickly. So for those of you that have bought them, you'll have these coming in the post. They have all been posted. I have no idea when they will arrive. I've done my very best, but our post, as you know, is not obliging us here. So yeah, I tend to make these little pockets. Well, they're nice big pockets actually. You can then use and pop in a journal. But they're stuffed full of fussy cutting. So I'm trying my very best not to get to a point now where I'm having to then do this. 37 stash packs I've sent out, each with very similar items in. Big cross section of different things out of my stash. But my point is, I've had enough to make. I mean, I've got another 4 still on my desk here, so they're ready for whenever now. But they're in our coffee shop if anybody was interested. They're in our coffee shop, and yeah. But I cannot guarantee, in fact, I'm going to say it won't get to you before Christmas now if you want one. The post here is literally at a grinding halt. They reckon it might be February before we get some of the stuff that's in our main sorting office down in Cardiff. So, but anyway, we're not here to moan about that. What are we going to do with all of this excess fussy cutting? Well, I want to do some master boards, but they're going to be master boards made with, I'm going to look at my ruler, leftover, here it is, sorry about that, leftover ephemera. Because I thought, well, you know, we always do it with scraps, but when do we ever actually do it with leftover ephemera? So I've picked up some, I'm trying to use my 12x12s because they've just been hanging around. So I've picked up something that's a bit interesting on the back, and I'm going to cover over now this bit here, and I'm going to absolutely wallop this on here. So there's not going to be a huge amount of thought that goes into the bottom layer. And I'm going to use a bit of music paper, and I'm going to use some ephemera, and then I'm going to use some of the Fussy Cut stuff, and we're going to embellish, and we're going to just see where it goes, because if we don't try, we're not going to know, are we? And I think, well, you know, we're all up for looking for new ideas, but sometimes we've got to deal with the stuff that is actually sitting present on the desk, because I'm terrible for, well, I say I've got to finish a project off, and I do, but the stuff that like lies around ends up lying around for a long time. Or I'm very good at filling these things, these wallets. So I'll kind of like gather everything tidily, pop it in there. That's from years of working in education, you see. And then I completely forget about it. And then when I'm looking for space and wondering why I've got no room, it's like, oh yeah, well, it's probably got something to do with the fact that it's all full of just stuff I should have dealt with at the time. So, you know, next month we'll be talking about resolutions. Maybe that needs to be one of mine. Dealing with stuff from the get-go, immediately, as it becomes apparent that it needs sorting, rather than just putting off for another time, because I really am terrible at that. So what I'm going to do is I'm literally going to take, actually let's not do it that way, let's do it this way. I'm literally going to take these, and they are pieces of ephemera, because basically these are out of the ephemera kits. So obviously if you've done the bumper, Christmas bumper pack, you'll recognise these pages. Sorry if you don't know what I'm using these out of, the kit I will link below. But if you don't know what kit this is, where have you been? This is the collaboration kit that I did with Rose from Journals in Time. And we did it for the A to Z collaboration last month, which I hope you all followed and thoroughly enjoyed. I have not yet caught up, even still, on all of the videos, just because there's just been so much going on here. So this is the point in the video now where I feel I need to say, because I know not everybody likes listening to us waffling on about what we're up to and what's going on with us. So please don't turn off. I have a solution for you. If you don't want to hear all of the waffle, feel free to mute me. And there is a little button down below. It looks like a wheel, and if you go onto that, you can change the speed of the video, so you can speed me up a little bit, so you still get to see what I'm doing, and perhaps get Alexa to play you some Christmas music in the background while you're listening to me, or rather while you're not listening to me. But at least then you get to see the outcome without listening to all of my waffling on, because I know not everybody likes to know. But so there we are. That was your disclaimer. That's like your warning coming up there. If you don't want to hear the spoilers, turn over now. Yeah, but no, so yeah, things have been very crazy. We had lots of things going on. As you know, I've had one away in uni, and that's been quite a stressful time, first term and all that, and you know, first time living away from home. So there's been a few, well, there's been quite a few visits where I've gone down to, you know, just check in with him and see how he's doing, and take him his essentials that he needs and one thing and another. And you know, quite a few late night phone calls and ma'am, because they don't ever stop needing their mums, do they? But yeah, so that's been like one huge thing that's been happening. And then we've got other things going on with my youngest. He's super busy with school and all of his projects and one thing and another there. And we've had just loads happening, and some good, some not, some stressful, some happy stuff. But yeah, so it's just taken up a lot of time. And I know you all completely understand and do not resent time that obviously I've had to spend with family and the children. So it's obviously they come first. But yeah, it's just nice to be able to be back and have 10 minutes chat and hopefully turn out something semi-decent. So I hope it looks like I know what I'm doing. I am literally just doing this off the cuff and hoping that it works. But oh, and of course I joined the choir. So that was something I'd been hoping and trying to do for many years. Finally achieved that this last few months. And then having joined said choir, I think I was at the first time I went, and the lady came over and said to me, oh, you know, you're more than welcome to join us, but just to let you know, we've actually got a big concert now in 4 weeks' time. So, you know, no pressure. We're doing 9 songs with actions in some of them. But, you know, if you want to, you know, sit this one out, well, when do I ever sit anything out? Come on, this is me. I was like, no, go on, I'll have a go, don't worry. So, and I just loved every minute of it. So that was an absolute pleasure. So we had our choir concert. I think that was maybe 3 weeks ago now. I can't quite remember. I think the A to Z was still going on. So yeah. Oh, it was the middle of November. Oh gosh, that's nearly 4 weeks ago. So yeah, that was an interesting time, and it was amazing, and what an experience. Really enjoyed it. And not only that, but I've now found a lovely big group of ladies who we're all very different. We all come from very different backgrounds, different interests, but the one thing we do all have in common is that we love to sing. And when we're all in a room together, it sounds great. So yeah, that's been lovely. And the choir leader, she's lovely, and she's been really welcoming. So yeah, that's been nice. That's on a Monday. I go there after work for an hour and a half, and it's good. It's a nice bit of de-stress. There's that very famous line from the film that's spelled ELF. I will be careful what I say. I don't want any copyright infringements on my video. No, but there's a very famous line where he says, the best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear. Well, I think that that's true of anything, really. So the best way to spread any cheer is singing loud for all to hear. And I think that it definitely blows away the cobwebs. So yeah, guys, if you're stressed, go and sing. Belt out a good song. In fact, it doesn't even need to sound good. It's very cathartic. It's like having a good moan. I said to my mother earlier on, because we were laughing, my son was like, why are you talking about this now? And I said, well, sometimes we ladies, we just need to get it off our chest, and then we move on. And it's done. It's said, it's out there, it's done. Rather than it just all building up. Because, I don't know, are you like that? I find men tend to carry things, don't they? Whereas we ladies, we're quite happy to just say, bleh, that's how it is. Well, like me now. Have a moan, have a chat. And then we let it go and we move on. Yeah, it becomes somebody else's worry then. No, I'm kidding. No, I think the important thing is you don't take on other people's worries, don't you? That's one of my biggies I'm always saying to my team in work. We have a great saying in my family, don't pick up other people's monkeys. It comes from ACE. I don't know if any of you have heard of ACE. But I actually went to an ACE school, or School of Tomorrow, I think they're now called. And when I finished, then when I did the monitor and the supervisor training, and I think is it number 9, Mum? I'm sure it was exam number 9, and it was all about not picking up other people's monkeys. What do I mean by that? Well, don't take on board things that don't really concern you and are not really your problem, because you're getting yourself stressed out over things that you don't need to be stressing about, and somebody else will deal with it. And more often than not, by picking up other people's monkeys, you're causing obstruction anyway, because you're stopping someone else getting on with their own job. So yeah, mind your own business and get on with what you've got to do, isn't it? We've got enough of our own worries, haven't we, without picking up other people's. So what's worrying me today? I'm going to tell you what's worrying me today. I've been deeply upset today. I have. Deeply upset. I'm very troubled, and I owe an apology. And I'll have to say, I won't mention any names, but the ladies in question will know who they are, because I intend to speak to them after my video. But I do owe 2 apologies, because in our Facebook group, we are running a Secret Santa event. And I'm quite aggrieved because due to other circumstances, I ended up with 2 partners, quite short notice due to an admin error. and due to somebody dropping out last minute, so I had to send them their Secret Santa boxes, which I then did and packed up 2 very nice boxes full of things which I thought they would enjoy. Popped it in the post 2 weeks ago, sent it tracked 48, which means over here they guarantee, Royal Mail guarantee 48 hours and they will be with the people. Now, in fact, I think I sent them tracked 24 because I wanted them to have them the next day because we had another strike day due. In case you're not aware, we got postal strikes going on here at the moment, mass postal strikes. And I sent them and then messaged them a couple of days later. Obviously, they don't realise, or didn't, well, they will after, I will tell them, but they didn't realise that they were from me. So obviously I've updated them, said, right, look, your parcel's on the way, blah, 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 great. So I checked in with them after a couple of days, so I hadn't heard anything, and there was nothing on our group, and they hadn't received them. And I'm like, what's going on? So I went down and spoke to the postal service department sorting office and said, how come I've sent something and it hasn't arrived, and it's like nearly 10 days now? And she said, basically, the post office, the local post office, shouldn't have taken it in because tracked 24 is only supposed to go to a sorting office because of the time frame, obviously. And because they've taken it in, they've obviously chucked it in their main grey bag, which has now gone down to the big post place in Cardiff. It's been on the news, the post place in Cardiff. It is absolutely chock-a-block with grey postal sacks that nobody is sorting, processing or doing anything else with at the moment. And of course, because they've chucked it in the grey sack, it's not even being scanned or tracked, and that's now just been put into the system somewhere. So I now have 2 ladies in the group who haven't received their package. Everybody started opening their Secret Santas today and they haven't got anything to open, and I feel absolutely awful. So that's really bothered me all day today because I don't like letting people down. Snip, snip. So, ladies, I am so sorry. You will know who you are by the time you watch this video because I've messaged you. I hope I remember to message you before I put this on because I'll be leaving this room and going and dishing up tea, but I hope I remember to message you. But what I have done this evening is I've gone onto Amazon, and you should both be receiving an Amazon package in the next day or 2 to make up for the shortfall. And at some point, possibly the end of February, just in time for my birthday, you should both then receive your Secret Santas. So I suggest you put them away for next year because they're no good now. But I can't even put a note in now with your package. I can't put little days on there. Oh, I was so impressed with myself. I was really pleased with what I did this year too. Everything was neatly packaged up. There were numbers on there for the days. I do the 2 mind, but I got it all done, and I was, a little bow, all sorts of things. It was fabulous. I was so pleased with myself. And I even managed to make a box to fit out of a bigger box, and I cut the box down and I folded it in, and I was just so pleased. It all just went together perfectly, and then the post office spoiled it. So no, I have ordered you replacements. Obviously, they're not going to contain anything personally from me, and I do apologise, but they will come sometime in the spring, I'm sure. But I just didn't want you to go without. So I am very sorry about that. I hate letting people down. Isn't it awful? It's a horrible feeling. Horrible. Especially when you've organised the event. I'm like, this does not look good, Rach. This does not look good. So yeah, when everybody was posting their photos today, I just really felt for my 2 ladies. Because they were there straight away, encouraging everybody else and being pleased for everyone else. And they've not got anything to open. And that was my bad. So I am sorry, and I hope that you like I hope Amazon don't take forever now, because I've been told today they're the only ones we can rely on now. Okay, so what I have done here now, after all my jibber jabber, I have made a background, as we tend to do, don't we, with masterboards, out of just some standard music paper, and then I've cut up, and you'll see the pieces I've used out of the kit. That's got to be out of the K page because there's 2 people kissing on there. Oh, hang on, we'll be back in a minute. Sorry about that. That's the cooker beeping with the chicken. I didn't want it burning. Sorry, so as I was saying, I've covered all of this now. So what I'm going to do now is, and this was sorry, M out of mittens with this cute little guy here, which I think I want to add. But what I'm going to do now is look at some of the Fussy Cut stuff. and then add some of those on. And then I'm going to do something, I hope it'll work, but we'll have to wait and see now, because I'm not sure if my colour scheme is right. But we'll work that out in a minute. So I'm going to try not to over fuss these too much. Oops. And perhaps we'll do a little bit of mixed media. Gosh, hark at me out of breath running up and down the stairs. Well, it wasn't running up and down the stairs, it was when I opened the oven. And I hate that, and you're like, ooh, quick, open the oven, and it's like, whoosh, burn your eyebrows and your eyelashes off. Have you ever done that? Open the oven and the heat melts the mascara on your eyelashes, and you're like, ooh, I can't see. My eyes are stuck together, this is not good. Okay, so I had some lovely pieces of, what is this called? I'm going to call this washi tape, that's what I mean to say. Oh, and I also have my washi tape. Do you remember this from when I did the printing? Oh my goodness, what was I making? I don't know, I printed on something and it looked pretty cool, but I know I did washi at the bottom. I have no idea, it was literally one of my last videos, but I can't remember. So I'm going to use a little bit of that on here too. And then I'm going to have a little look through all this lovely fussy and see what we've got in here. And what we can pop on to make this look even more interesting. Now I don't want to make the images too, see now that might work, but I haven't fussy cut enough. See, I did get a bit lazy with some of them. So we've got some bells, we've got, oh that might work, so I'll pop that on there somewhere. Oh, we've got this lovely angel, here we are, this is what I'm looking for. Bits that I've really fussy cut. So I've got this cute little mouse. We've got a reindeer. What else have we got here? I apologise for the mess with the mouse. Some bows. I've got a drum. Oh, that was a tag. Oh, that was when I did the pocket thing, remember? Oh, Merry Christmas. Perhaps we'll pop that on there too. What else have we got here? Oh, there's a candle I've fussy cut. That works. Let me just have a quick rummage a minute. Sorry to be rummaging off screen. There's a present there. Oh, that shouldn't be too hard to finish fussy cutting that. That must be out of that set. I was going to say that's an unusual colour for a star. And I've got various letters, which of course don't make up any words because I'm not that organised. Oh, we've almost got a Merry. No, we haven't. That's 2 M's. Anyway, ignore me, I'm rambling. Oh, and we've got these. Oh, do you know, I loved these. Yes, we'll utilise some of those, I think. And we've got an owl here. And we have, oh yeah, we have some more bits and pieces here. Oh, that's quite nice. And then we've got the R's as well. Oh, isn't that lovely? And I love that robin. He's so cute. Our little rocking robin. Oh, there we are. And we've got these icy bits. Right, okay, okay. So we have plenty here. I think we've established that, haven't we? So let's see how much I can get stuck down now before my beeper beeps again. Oh, that's what I was looking for. Cute. You see my gonks? I am obsessed, in case you hadn't noticed, obsessed with gonks. I just love them. I bought this one for my desk for Christmas. And then, I don't think he's listening, I bought this one today for my youngest. It's a plushie, and they're cute. But I thought I'm going to have to put that on my desk for today. So we won't tell him. I'm whispering because he's next door. But no, I can't imagine he'll be watching this, so, no. Oh, bless him, you know him in there coughing now. He's a terrible cough. Mum and Dad are on the mend. Thank you so much for all your lovely messages. They really appreciated that. It's always nice to know when you're missed, isn't it? And it's always lovely to hear when people are wishing you better. But yeah, so Mum's still got a really irritating cough. I don't know if it's irritating for her, but it was irritating me earlier. Sorry, Mum. Oh, I've got, I don't know how many of you got fibromyalgia. You may be able to sympathise. I can't cope with really loud, abrupt noises. My oldest has constantly got a cough that he feels the need to cough really loudly. I just put that one upside down. Oh, I don't care. To clear his throat like this, but it's really loud. And every time he does it, it's like a siren goes off in my head. And I just end up snapping, don't do that. It's really annoying. So I actually took some time the other day to explain to him why it really irritates me. And he was like, oh, I'm so sorry, Mum, you should have said. And I'm like, I'm sure I did many times. But yeah, that's like, so I just can't cope with people coughing like that really loud, especially when it's all really quiet. And then like out of the blue, this is just sudden noise. And it's like, oh my gosh, I want to jump out my skin. There we go, let's pop that down there. These are great, these things. I'm sorry, I don't often toot my own horn, but I'm really impressed with these clusters. I can't wait to make some more now, my next kit. Yeah, because, and look, did you notice I even worked out, I probably will never remember how to do this again now, but I spent hours the one night, I think I told you all, trying to find a way to do the stitching. So for those digi makers that put stitching regularly on their kits, all kudos to them, because it took me forever to work out a way to do it. But now that I have, I'm super pleased with the result. So I'm going to toot for a second there, guys, because I don't do very often. But I was quite pleased with myself. It's nice when you achieve something, isn't it? Oh, yeah, so back to our choir concert. Oh, it was amazing. Absolutely brilliant. We did 2 nights. Oh, I felt for our choir instructor, because it's not just us. She has several choirs, different age groups. Obviously, the ladies, which is the one I go to. And then she's got several children age groups. And then they also have like a little group of the babies, obviously we call them, but they're not babies. They're like, I think 4 to, I don't know, maybe 6-year-olds. And they were dancing. Oh my goodness, it was so cute. So, you know, it was a bit of a mixture of different things and one thing or the other. But we did Batter to Hell meatloaf, which was great. That was like the interval, you know, it was at the end of the first half. And that was great. And she had like flames and fake, by the way, smoke and flames coming out off the stage. We were all in like leather jackets and stuff. So that was brilliant. That was a challenge, learning all of the words to that in a very short time. I don't think I made any mistakes on that one. I think I may have gotten a few other words wrong on the others, but it didn't matter. It was great. Really, really enjoyed it. But definitely do it again. And I think sometimes the less amount of time that you have to think about something, when you just, you know, jump in and get on with something, sometimes it's the best way, isn't it? Talk ourselves out of things sometimes, don't we? I know I do. Just think, oh no, I won't be able to do that. Well, just have a go. Just have a go. So that's what we're doing here. I'm just literally randomly now, and I know we would normally do this after making a masterboard, but I don't know, I just thought, no, I'm going to do it this way this time, and then maybe I will cut around what I think it looks best, if that makes sense. Or not. I may just blindly cut and just go for it and be brave. Why not? Let's live life on the edge, you know. But yeah, so tomorrow in work we've got a staff training day tomorrow, well in the morning, and then, which will be nice because we're not a huge organisation. We've got about 20 to 21 staff, I think, but we never see everybody because a lot of them work out in the community. So every 6 months we have an all staff training day, and everybody gets together. But tomorrow is our Christmas one. So in the morning we've got training, and then in the afternoon we're all off to have Christmas lunch, which will be very nice. I'm very much looking forward to. Yeah, so that'll be another busy day. We've got our shop now. So the girls have been over there really busy trying to get it set up. We're just trying to get a hold of furniture and stuff at the moment. We were hoping for a post-Christmas opening. Well, we originally wanted to open before Christmas, but we missed that date because it took so long to get the things signed for. But oh, goodness, I haven't cut that very straight. If I try that again. We're hoping then to open just after Christmas, but I'm not entirely sure if we're going to make that date now. So, but we're not going to stress. It'll open when it's ready to open. So everything's got to be right first, doesn't it? And then when it is, it'll be full steam ahead. Oh, do you know, I'm normally pretty good at cutting out circles, but that was abysmal. So I'm just going to ink to kind of like hide my abysmal cutting. I doubt it really has, but there we go. And then we will plonk that down here somewhere. Oh, that pesky oven is beeping again. Right, so that's that one by there. What else should we pop some of these little cutie little presents on there? Okay, so I've finished off now adding all my bits and pieces of that I want to put on there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this lovely stamp set here and we are going to do some stamping. And I do think that this swirly shape here actually looks very much like an S for Santa, dare I say it. So I thought we'd give it a go and we'll give it a try and we'll see how it looks. I ought to practice on something other than the middle of my newly decorated masterboard. Let's just try it on this a moment. Let's see how it comes out. I bet it's not an S after all, is it? No, when you turn it the other way, it's a backwards S. How disappointing, but never mind. Okay, let's just see how that goes on there. Oh, that's lovely. Right, yes, we shall have a go with that. Sorry, when it's a new stamp, I just like to, you know, run it in, check it works properly. Not quite sure what else it's going to do except for stamp, but you know what I mean. So I'm just thinking if we add a few swirls and swishy bits here and there, and then it will add a little bit more, you know, dimension, is that perhaps the word I'm looking for, to our masterboard. So is that one there? Right, that's fine. I'm just thinking, I know I bought last year, goodness knows what I've done with them. Ah, there we go. Oh, okay, for a change, I haven't gone and lost something. Oh, I don't know where the green one went. I didn't buy the green one. Thought I did though, but maybe not. So I've got a gold, I've got a red. This is called Crackling Campfire, and I'm fairly certain I bought this last year after watching Fraps and Scraps do her collaboration video. Sorry, I'll stop clattering a bit in the background now. Because she did an amazing masterboard and she used this colour, and I would never have thought of doing this on a masterboard, not with red ink. So, but hers looked amazing. So now let me just put the lid on that a moment for all of my watchers who have OCD. Where should we put this one? Let's have it by here, I think. Let's see how that works out. Oh. Yay! Oh, that looks really cool. Oh, I like that red. That's amazing. Right. Let's have a little bit more of that then. Let's have a bit more. Okay. Lid on that. Oh, doggy. The dog's barking at it there now. He barks usually because the other dog won't let him in on the bed. I don't know. Right, so there's that one there. Then I've got these ink splodgy stamps. My stamps are a mess. I'm trying to sort out a system, but I'm not there yet. So this one, thankfully, was still stuck on the back of my block. So I'm going to try it with some gold, just to be different. I don't know how effective this gold ink is. It doesn't look very effective, but they say appearances can be deceptive. So let's have a little look, see if that's done anything at all. I need to do that somewhere where it's going to show up a little bit, don't I? So let's try it by there first of all. Let's see if that works. Oh, it doesn't. No, not a bean. Nothing at all. Have I got another gold in there? No. Oh, goodness. I don't know where they've gone. Okay. Right, well, we'll have to do it then with this, which is not really a suitable alternative, but it's all I have to hand, and I don't want to do them in red. So let's see how these look. Ah, there we are. That's okay. They kind of look, you know, faded goldy, don't they? So I'm going to put a couple of those ink blodge stamps on it. Oh, actually, they look really good. Okay, so that's, what is that? That's my vintage photo. Oh, who knew? I also added, in the commercial break, some of my washi tape, you may have noticed, just to kind of give that a spin. And I've glued it underneath, because obviously, as you know, when I printed on it, I had to peel it off the paper then, and I don't think that that would have, it wouldn't have been sticky. So I've put stick down first and then stuck it onto that. I'm just kind of like looking for any gaps here now to fill in with a bit of a blodge and a splodge, because these are great. Oh, you could just ink with these forever, couldn't you? I see why people get carried away. Don't mind me with my just inking here now. Okay, and then one there. I think that's enough of that. Maybe one more by there. Okay, I'm going to stop now. I'm going to step away from the splodge stamp because I love it. Right, so the last thing I'm going to do now is I am going to take some of my distress spray. Oh my word life, I'm nearly out. Oh, now, do you know what? You're going to laugh when I tell you this now. My lovely other half has asked me what I want for Christmas. I do actually, we did actually buy me some shoes, but when they came, I didn't really like them. They didn't fit properly, so I still send them back. And he's like, right, so what else? And I said, well, actually, I'd like some craft stuff. So he said, okay, well, just tell me what you want. That was 3 weeks ago. I literally haven't thought of anything, probably because I haven't been in my craft room. But I need to get some of this, so I'm going to put this on my Christmas list. In fact, I feel the need to write this down. By the time I get downstairs, I'll forget. So please excuse me. Distress ink spray. Here we go. I'm going to forget that now, am I? Right, I'm going to go spray this and I'll be back to show you the final result. Okay, so I have finished off this mask board now. I've used some of the Tim Holtz Distress sprays. I've used that one there. I can't see the other one that I've used. I don't know where I put that. Anyway, but I've used the two different colours. One's like a bronze and the other one's like a gold. I'm not sure if that's the actual colour. Oh yeah, tarnished brass. And there was another one. They do come as a set of 3. Oh, there it is. I got it. Antiqued bronze. There we go. So that's the 2 colours that I've used. And that one is dried off really nicely now. I hope you can see, because the light is not great in here, the kind of fleck that's left on there now. I did have a bit of a disaster where that first came out and like all over the middle of the page. I'm really not worried about that because we will be cutting this up and I've got other things to go on top anyway. So that's just our kind of base layer done there now. So we've got the stamping done, we've got the ephemera stuck on to the background, and then we have used some distress spray over the top. And here's another one then that I did very quickly in that little interval. I won't tell you how long that interval was. And again, I've just used different colours on this one, and I think I've used some of the brushed pewter on that one as well. So again, that just gives a little bit of a different effect. So I'm not going to do any more on these today. I'm going to give you guys a chance now to catch me up, to go and dig out your cut up ephemera. This doesn't have to be Christmas, guys. I am really conscious that some of you are now done with Christmas and ready to move on. It doesn't matter what you're working with. The idea of this is us using up those leftover fussy cuts and bits of ephemera from whether you're using kits, whether you've been working on another project and you've fussy cut out of magazines, whatever. Rather than us just stuffing them into these wallets and them storing up, let's use them up and put them into something useful that we have then got stored ready and we can use then when the time comes. So go and work on your boards. Let's see what you all come up with. Please post your pictures, especially if you're in our Facebook group. Post your pictures so I can see what you've all been up to, and then catch up with me for the next video where you'll see what I'm going to do with them. But have a lovely day, everybody, and I'll be back with you very soon. Take care now. Bye.